Good morning, everybody. We're going to finish chapter 19 today in the Finding Balance in an Unbalanced World. And it's Freedom from Lindsay, Elmore. It's a little bit long, so let's get started. When I left Alabama for pharmacy school in San Francisco, it was the furthest I had ever lived from home. I was terrified and I cried the whole flight. I was a complete wreck when I landed, and a friend of my mom's picked me up at the airport. She had to pull over twice between Oakland and Napa to let me throw up on the side of the road. I had never been so scared to do anything. For 2 more years I cried. I listened to David Bowie songs on endless repeat and was sure my life was over. Finally, I stopped and stared at the city's skyline and said, "This is my dream, and I can't believe it's here. I will do this." I managed to go to the first day of orientation and reality hit me. I was about to take out loans, big loans, to pay for this education at the #1 pharmacy school in the United States. Earlier that summer, I had been on the phone with the loan company. When I told the loan officer I needed $56,000, she replied, "15,000. "No, 56,000, I said, and that was just about the first year's tuition and living expenses. Wow. Every year after that, I needed to borrow more. I was a blessed kid. My grandmother and grandfather lost every penny to their name in the 1960s when they were opening a service station, but through discipline and hard work, they saved every bit of the money they got from then on. They taught me these same lessons, but I also benefited from their resolve. I never worried about clothes or food or shelter as a child. In undergraduate school, I had a full academy scholarship, and my grandmother paid for rent, books, and more. I had it made. All I had to do was put gas in my car and food on the table. Suffice to say that I didn't understand or truly appreciate the value of money. As I sat in orientation, I heard the dreaded news. If you take the loans and don't finish the degree, you are still responsible to pay back all the money you borrowed. I was in the audience making lists of pharmacy schools closer to me, trying to see if they took transfer credits. I honestly didn't know if I would finish the journey to the doctorate of pharmacy in San Francisco. Then came the moment. I knew as soon as I cashed that first student loan check that my fate was sealed. I stood there with the check in my hand. Oh crap, I thought. This is real. I just accepted $56,000 for the mighty United States government in the state of California, and they expect me to be paid back. Expect it to be paid back. I cashed the check. I was all in, and failure was not an option. 4 years later, I graduated at the top of my class with 2 years of class presidents under my belt, a couple of national honors, a diploma, and a go-away prize of $157,000 in debt. Wow. For 2 years, I effectively ignored it, hoping somehow it would magically go away. I paid some minimum payments here and there, but during my time of residency, which is like purgatory after pharmacy school. I chose forbearance on most payments. This means I basically told the loan leaders that I didn't have the funds to pay the loan and would get back to them later. They said, "Sure. Just know that you are still accruing interest." I ignored the interest. The number was so big already that I couldn't fully grasp it. So what's the little extra interest on the top? When I finally finished residency, I got my first real job and was making more money than I ever had before. People told me, "This is your big chance to pay off your loans. You've never had any money. Continue to pretend that you don't. Pretend you're not. You're still living on the residency salary and put everything else towards loans and retirement savings." I did that. I wrestled my way down to $120,000, and the grave reality of how interest compounds and builds and makes debts never disappear sunk in. I progressively pursued the debts with the highest interest rate and still didn't seem to be making any progress. Then I got even more serious. I tightened up my budget, forgot about retirement, and committed 10% of my income toward each extra monthly payments for loans. My family noticed how increasing discipline toward paying off my loans, which thrilled them because I was never disciplined with money. Then my grandmother, my dear, wonderful, giving beyond every form of giving grandmother, came to me with a deal. She said she had an inheritance she'd been saving for me, but that I could have it now if I put all the funds toward repaying my student loans. This generous gift got me down to almost exactly what I had taken out my first year of pharmacy school, about $56,000. It was then I started running. I got a lot obsessive, compulsive about checking on my loan app, and each month I paid off as a personal victory. Every extra dollar I had went to the loans. In August 2014, our company brought in the ULA guys for the event. They talked about goal setting, personal accountability, and the importance of being awesome in 7 key areas of life. On December 17th, 2014, at that event, I stood on stage and vowed to pay off my final $32,000 in student loans. I had remaining in December 31st, 2015. At that point, I had a strategy, a method, and a drive to be rid of this monkey on my back forever. I didn't know if I could. I only knew I had to. And I did. I called my grandmother with the news and we cried. She had been worried for years I would never pay off my loans, and there was times when I had the same misgivings. After graduating with $157,000 in debt, I ultimately paid $222,000 for my education to be a pharmacist. It took so much discipline and not drive through that coffee line, to not get out to eat and the new restaurant, or to stop to the mall and to not take the trip with my friends. But there is no better feeling than freeing myself from debt. And I have never carried debt since. I admit I had help along the way, my grandmother, and the fact that my degree gives me good income. Even so, paying off debt still took discipline. It was a choice between another pair of shoes, or an extra glass of wine at dinner, a new gadget, or money paid toward my debt. I can't tell you how much I have grown through this. From the scared girl who landed in San Francisco to the powerful debt-free woman I am today. I not only received my doctorate in pharmacy, I got bonus adulting degree in finance and discipline. Being free from debt is unlike any other freedom. With financial stress behind me, I can focus on the horizon and the bigger dreams that are in front of me. I'm almost done. My husband just pulled in. He's outside. We're loading up the lawnmower. He might come in the house and it might be disturbing the video, but bear with me and we'll get through this. Could you too be disciplined? Could you be disciplined enough to achieve an ULA life of your dreams? Could you yourself take care of your dreams? Practice and persistence are the keys, but you've got to take that first step. Here are the same tips to get you going. Tip number 1, simply start. Life happens, we get that. But some women find that after the clutter of life is over for the day, they've done nothing to move their life closer to their dreams and goals. Don't let this be you. Every day, create a task list of 3 or more things that you will do to move closer to one or more of your dream goals. One or more of your goals. If you wanted to start an investment account and begin saving for your future, spend 30 minutes reading online reviews of the top 5 companies. Then choose one of them and open an account at their website. Want to travel internationally? Spend 20 minutes applying for a passport online. Then call 3 local places that can take your passport photo. And if one of your goals is to eat healthier, spend 10 minutes going through your cabinets and refrigerator, tossing out all the junk food that just is too tempting. 1, 2, 3, done. In just 60 minutes in a random weekday, when life is busy and chaotic and overwhelming, you've just moved forward on 3 of your goals. Simply start and see how much you can accomplish. Step 2, challenge yourself to 21 days, because it takes 21 days to change a habit. Experts say it takes 21 days to establish a new habit. By practicing a desirable new behavior every day for 3 weeks, your brain accurately becomes reprogrammed to automatically take these steps that will get you to your goal. Imagine if you created one new habit every 90 days, like going to the gym 3 times a week, or saving 12% of your weekly paycheck, or writing in your gratitude journal. You could begin to see your goals achieved easier and faster than you thought possible. To help you create your first new habit, check out this free website, ULA21day.com. challenge for women at our website, www.ulalife.com/women. I'll put that in the description. You'll get daily reminders, tips, and inspiration to keep you on track for a life with less stress and more balance. Step 3, be persistent. Some goals are so big they won't be completed tomorrow. Be patient, but also be disciplined enough to continue doing these things that they get you to your goal. A balanced life doesn't occur overnight. It occurs over time. It's composed of seasons when you have to be out of balance. Sometimes your life will have to be like sideways, to get a little sideways. Persist through these sessions. Course correct if necessary, but be patient and proactive if you want to achieve the balanced ULA life of your dreams. Tomorrow we'll start chapter 20, which is integrity. So I hope you enjoyed this. Ask any questions you want in the comments, and I'll try to get them taken care of for you. And I'll see you tomorrow with integrity. You have a wonderful day. Ta-ta.